ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you a recap from my trip down to Lake Guntersville in Alabama. I only was down there to fish the Challenge Series Championship. I only just started fishing kayak bass fishing tournaments in May, so I didn't qualify for the 2020 National Championship. But actually, I was also fishing a one-day fish-off for the Maryland State Championship points. I'll give you a quick recap of that trip. I ended up leaving last Sunday night. I drove through the night, got there first thing Monday morning. Got to the ramp I wanted to start searching at about 6 o'clock and got out. Looked pretty good, ended up getting out and getting a couple quick bites. So I ended up stop fishing there. They weren't big, about 15 inches. So at least I felt good on having a starting point, if nothing else. The next few days I searched and found some more fish, just nothing, no quality. Same size that I had at other spot and a lot more spread out than the bites I had real quick at my first spot. So I guess Tuesday afternoon about 2 o'clock could only practice until 4. I tried about 2 miles from my original spot to see if it was holding fish. That part of the river was actually holding fish. I was fishing the river part to start out. Just figuring I could get some quick bites anyway. And I ended up catching some fish up there. I believe that's a spotted bass, not 100%. So I had a game plan for the morning anyway. So I went to sign up. And as I'm driving to sign up, I found this creek way back that I didn't realize I hadn't seen it on the map or whatever, found a good boat ramp. After sign up and registration, I drove down to the ramp, and just from looking, I seen a bunch of bait breaking and everything. Figured other kayakers had already found it and everything, of course. But, you know, I went with my game plan, started up on the river, the north end of the river, you know. Started out real quick, had 2 keepers to the boat, a 15-incher and a 13, I think it was. Should have been my 3rd keeper, as you'll see in the video. Had a 15-incher jump off my board. It sucked. what can you do? You know, can't do much about that. It is what it is. Kept fishing and kept getting blown up on and getting a bunch of bites. So, fishing my old trusty black buzzbait. I fish chatterbait some too, but first day in my practice, this is what I was getting bit on, so I could stick to it, you know that. Yeah, lost that one and just kept plugging away, getting bit and pulling them off and off. I should have had a limit by 9:30. What can you do? It ended up taking me until 11:30 to get my limit. The place I wanted to go look at was an hour drive away, and I still had a half an hour kayak ride back to the ramp. But I ended up beating feet and running down there and getting down to the second place I wanted to try out. Of course, forget turned the camera on, which is per usual me. Got down there, 40 minutes left. Looked real good, caught a under, and then the last 3 minutes I catch a 15 3/4, which upgraded one of my 12 inchers. Got that, so I felt good going into the next day. You know, I had 71 inches for my 5 fish, and if I had that other one I had 74. But that's fishing, that's tournament fishing, you know. Had one jump off the board. It is. I heard somebody had an 8-pounder, or nearly an 8-pounder jump off. That would be devastating. Sorry to whoever that was. I still had a game plan for tomorrow morning. I was going to go try and catch my limit up in the river. Try and do it quicker. Hopefully not have the junk happen to me. As plans normally go, they don't always work out. Just missed one here. Fishing up home. It's only 2 days after I got back. Anyway, went for my plan, and like I said, did not work. I got up there and didn't have a bite until 9. Missed it. Had another one at 9:11 and caught a 16-inch largemouth. I was getting a decent amount of spot bites up there mixed with largemouth. But caught that, got my first fish on the board. I fished another 45 minutes and never had another bite. The water was dropping. I just wasn't the same as it had been from my practice days. So I said screw it and picked up and drove the hour down to where I caught the 15 3/4. I wish I'd made the change sooner that morning, or just went there first thing, but what can you do? Got down there, I catch a 12-inch keeper. jump off roughly 15-incher, and then catch another, I think it was 14 and a half, 14 and a quarter, somewhere in that 14-inch range. So I ended up in the tournament with 114 inches. I got 118th place. Not bad for my first time ever fishing there. I got to fish the way I wanted to. Obviously, I wish I'd had more practice time, because on a kayak, I don't have a trolling motor, so beating feet, I can only cover as much water as I can. But definitely, if I was fishing the national championship, I definitely would have went down there. My biggest thing was to have the one-day fish-off for the state championship, which I fished Ronnie Robinson for the Maryland State Championship, points champion, and I was fortunate enough to win that. He had a great season, so I was definitely lucky enough to do that, pull that one off. But as far as the tournament, you know, definitely had fun. Thank them guys for putting on these tournaments. This is my first year fishing any of these kayak tournaments, and any bass fishing or kayak tournaments, and I'm definitely having a blast. I've qualified for the 2021 National Championship. I will definitely be there, and I qualified for the 10 Invitational, which is a one-day tournament to try and win a spot into the 10, which is the top 10 kayak anglers competing in Florida. Definitely excited about that. That's at the end of January, I believe. And then obviously can't wait for the Bassmasters Kayak Championship tournament in March, somewheres in Texas. So, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed. Hey, one final thing, I want to congratulate all the winners, all the top guys. Definitely a hard thing competing with that many people on these little plastic boats.